To start, we cool the bottles down to about 35 to 40 degrees. For me, it was just keeping them outside overnight. Next, we want to put them into this cooling apparatus so the caps are touching dry ice. This allows the yeast that is accumulated in the caps to freeze. These freeze pretty quick. I'd say after maybe 3 or 4 minutes, we had about a quarter to a half an inch of ice frozen in the cap. Now remember to sanitize your caps first before you start disgorging. I noticed there was a lot of ice forming, so we took them out and put them in the box so we wouldn't freeze more of the cider. Now for the actual disgorgement. I put my clean finger there to keep the cider from gushing out. This wasn't really a big deal because we didn't have a lot of carbonation in this, but on something like champagne where you have multiple volumes of carbonation, sometimes it will just spray out. Here is the little cider and yeast popsicle that came out. Here's another one. You can see that yeast plug that was in the cap. We tried disgorging by rotating the bottle like you see here, or by keeping the bottle straight up. We had better results by rotating the bottle first. This next one was an experiment that had way more carbonation than the others.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was a fucking gusher. Good.
Then why not throw some water in and make a spooky cauldron? One step I didn't do is called dosage, and that's typically considered to be the last step before corking and capping. Now, with dosage, it's basically just topping up. As you can see, these bottles have different amounts of liquid in them, and so this allows you to standardize the amount of liquid in your bottles. It also allows you to back sweeten each bottle as much as you want, so you don't just have a dry product like these are. However, when you're performing dosage, most of the time you would sacrifice a bottle. So you take a syringe and take some out of here and put it in here and on until this is empty and all of the rest of your bottles are full. However, since I'm not selling these and I don't really need to meet those standards, and considering that I'm just sharing these with my family and friends, I would rather have an extra bottle that's maybe a little bit low than to sacrifice that bottle to have standardization across my line.